Hello, 7th graders. Your new video is for section 9.3, which is covering sample space. Sample space, we've actually talked about in one of the other sections, but they just get more in detail here. It's the collection of all possible outcomes of an experiment. So if I want to give the sample space for tossing 2 coins, it's pretty easy. What are all the outcomes? This is, we actually did this when we did our lab a couple days ago. So I could get a head and a head, a tail and a tail. I could get a tail and a head, or I could get a head and a tail. So I have 4 possible choices. So then it says find the probability of getting 2 heads. Well, there's the 1 chance right here out of my 4 chances. Pretty straightforward. Suppose you're going to travel on a river. You have 3 choices of boats: a kayak, a canoe, or a rowboat. You can go upstream on 3 smaller streams: north, northwest, and northeast. Draw a tree diagram to show the sample space, and then determine the probability of selecting a canoe at random for the trip. So there's more than one way to do this one. You could just use the accounting principle. It would probably be a little easier, but you can also draw out a diagram, which is what we're going to do right now. So I have 3 choices. I have kayak, canoe, and rowboat. And then in each one of those choices, I have 3 more choices. I can go north, I can go northwest, or I can go northeast in each boat. North, northwest, northeast, north, northwest, northeast. So there's my tree diagram. It says, and then determine the probability of selecting a canoe. Well, how many choices do I have total? I have 3, 6, 9 choices. How many of them involve canoe? These 3. So 3 out of 9, or 1/3, since we're supposed to reduce it. The accounting principle, which is what we could have used for this boat one, is a little more simple. It's a quicker way of doing it. If there are m ways of making one choice and n ways of making a second choice, then there are m times n ways to make the first choice, followed by the second choice. So if there are 5 choices of soup and 4 choices of sandwiches, how many different choices do you have? If I have 5 choices of soup and 4 choices of sandwiches, the answer is 20. 20 different choices. Or you could draw it out too. You could do tomato, vegetable, chicken noodle, and I can't really think of 2 other ones, but you could have 5 choices of soup and 4 sandwiches coming off of each one, and it would end up being 20 choices. This is just a shortcut you can take for that. So bring that knowledge with you. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. Have a good night.